What's up, Texas Rangers fans? Welcome back to another video on the Texas Rangers Report. The 2021 MLB Draft is tomorrow, so today I'm going to go over my 5-round MLB mock draft. So going straight into it, I've been talking about this guy for a long time. So in the first round with the second overall pick, I have the Texas Rangers selecting Vanderbilt ace Jack Leiter. There's a lot of things that I like about Jack Leiter. I think he's still projectable given that he is only a sophomore this year, and the reason why he is allowed to be in this draft is because he is 21 years of age. So I think he's still projectable, and what that means is that he can still grow into some of his frame. I don't think he'll grow into that much, but I think there's still some room to grow at some velocity. I like his repertoire. He has a plus fastball. It ranges from 90 to 95, but it plays up because of the advanced metrics. He has a plus curveball, and he has a nice slider and a nice changeup as well. The command is average, but he is, in my opinion, the best player and best pitcher in this draft class. He is an extremely athletic guy as well. I think that's kind of what puts him over the hump against Kumar Rocker. I don't think Rocker is as athletic. But yeah, I really think that the Rangers should take Jack Leiter here. I think he's the best pitcher. I wouldn't be surprised if Jackson Jobe actually had a really solid career. But there's a lot of risk whenever you take a high school pitcher early in the draft. So I think that the Rangers want to take the safe route and take Jack Leiter. And I think this will have to be an above slot value for the Rangers because I think the Red Sox are really interested in Jack Leiter. Now moving on to the second round, I have the Texas Rangers taking Michael McGreevy from UC Santa Barbara, the same school that Dylan Tate was from, the same school that Shane Bieber was from. And I think he draws some comparisons to Shane Bieber actually. They're both plus strike throwers. That's why he is going to be a top draft pick this year. There is actually a lot of teams that are rumored to take Michael McGreevy in the first round. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. He is young for this draft class for being a college junior. He's only 20 years old. So I think there's still more room for him to grow into his body and add more velocity. Right now he's sitting around 90 to 94 miles an hour with his fastball, and he has some nice off-speed pitches as well. He reminds me of Dane Dunning a little bit because they're more of polished pitchers, but they don't have an extremely high ceiling like a Jackson Jobe. I think his command is what's going to be his calling card, and I think the thing that really gets me is that I think there's some more projection for Michael McGreevy, and if you can add into that, you add a little bit more velocity, then this could be an extremely solid steal for the Rangers in the second round. And this adds two college pitchers that could move through the minor league system very fast, and it could help the Rangers down the road pretty soon, because if you look at the Frisco Rough Riders, that team is playing really well. A lot of those guys are close to the majors. So I think the Rangers, obviously they want to take the best player available, but if you have some guys that could help out the Rangers pretty quick and could line up with the Frisco team, that could ultimately make the most sense to help the Rangers win a championship. So now in the third round, I have the Texas Rangers taking Aaron Zavala, the Oregon outfielder. And I think this could be a nice underslot pick for the Texas Rangers. Aaron Zavala is one of the best college hitters in this draft class. The reason why he is being taken in the third round is because he doesn't have too much power, and his running, fielding, and his arm are just average all around the board. But his hit tool is what's going to carry him. I could see him being drafted, starting off at high A Hickory, and if he performs well, he could go all the way to Double A Frisco. So he could easily be a quick flyer through the minor league system, and not just the Texas system, almost any system. And that's now 3 college players that have the Texas Rangers taking, and that could line up super well to help the Rangers to compete as soon as possible. Because if you also look, like, not just at the Frisco team, but if you look at the guys we have in the majors, IKF, Adolis Garcia, Joey Gallo, those guys won't be in their prime forever. So if you can put guys that can help them compete in a good, timely manner, that could be great. And this is an underslot value pick, so this helps save money for high schoolers later in the draft class, because it has been proven that if you take college bats in like the top 4 to 5 rounds, they have a higher chance of actually being solid prospects. And then if you gamble on some high schoolers later in the draft class, they actually have a higher chance of becoming an actual prospect as well. Look at Ricky Vanasco. He was drafted in the 15th round. Sam Huff, he was drafted in the 7th round. There's a lot of risk involved, but drafting a high schooler later in the draft has a better chance than drafting a college junior or a college senior later in the draft. Now, moving on to the 4th round, I had the Texas Rangers taking their first high school player, and this is Caedmon Parker from Woodlands Christian High School. And this might have to be an overslot signing, especially since once you get into the 4th round, if you don't sign your guy, you don't get a compensation pick for the next year. So the Rangers probably don't want to lose out on a signing, and since they went underslot with Aaron Zavala, they probably have enough money to sign Caedmon Parker. And this is their first Texas guy that they've taken in the draft. I know they like taking Texas players. He has a lot of projection that teams like. He's 6'4", 185 pounds. He has a lot of room to grow into his body, and he has 2 really good pitches right now. He has a fastball that has touched 96 miles an hour, and he has an above average slider. His fastball has been inconsistent. It's been at times in the 88, 89 mile an hour range, but when he's on, it's been in that 90 to 95 mile an hour range. But scouts think once he fills into his projection more, he could be a solid mid-90s guy, and even higher than that. Some scouts said that if he actually goes on to TCU where he's committed, he could be a 1st-round pick in the class of 2024. So I'm thinking, why not draft him right now and have him cheaper than what he would actually cost in 2024? And who knows if the Rangers would even be able to draft him in 2024. I know that the Rangers haven't been the best at developing pitching, but we gotta take a shot. He's really talented, and we just have to get more talent into this organization. And now in the 5th round of the 2021 MLB Draft, I had the Texas Rangers taking another college hitter, and that is Tanner Allen. He is a college senior from Mississippi State, an outfielder. Mississippi State just won the College World Series, so good job, Mississippi State. And I think this is an intriguing pick, okay? He's a college senior, so he'll be super cheap, under slot value, and that gives the Rangers a lot of money to work with in the later rounds of the draft to sign more high schoolers away from their college commitments, and hopefully you get some more guys like a Ricky Vanasco or a Sam Huff into your organization. And Tanner Allen, even though he is a college senior, he actually is a plus hitter, and he could fly through the system relatively quick. You might see him at Down East or Hickory, but I think that he's actually would be a prospect for the Rangers. A lot of times teams pick college seniors just to fill out a roster spot, but I think Tanner Allen would be selected by the Texas Rangers with the hopes that he could make the major leagues someday. And some of you guys might be thinking, why not take a college junior with this in the 5th round, and why not take a high schooler in the 5th round? My thought is, if there's a better chance of getting a impact prospect high schooler in the later rounds. And if college bats have a better chance from rounds 1 through 5, why not draft a college senior that can save you some money for high schoolers later in this draft class? And you actually get a college senior who will save you money, and he actually has a chance to become a prospect. Because a lot of times teams draft college seniors, I already mentioned this, say the 20th round, they'll sign them for $1,000. They don't have any chance to actually make it with the team. So why not actually draft a college senior that has a chance to make it with the team? And then you can actually draft high schoolers later in this draft class who also have a chance to make it with the team. And it gives the Texas Rangers a lot of financial flexibility to do almost what they want with this 2021 draft class. So those are my first 5 picks for the Texas Rangers. Obviously, all of these selections aren't going to happen. Hopefully the Jack Leiter one does. But let me guys know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you guys want the Rangers taking any round in this draft class? I'd be curious to know what you guys are thinking. But just to go over the selections, I have Jack Leiter in the first round, Michael McGreevy out of University of Santa Barbara in the second, Aaron Zavala, the outfielder from Oregon, in the third, Caedmon Parker, the right-handed pitcher from Woodlands Christian High School, in the fourth, and then I have Tanner Allen, the college senior from Mississippi State, in the 5th round. Thanks for staying to the end of this video. And whenever the Rangers do pick their first overall selection, make sure to come back to this channel because I will be covering it on the Texas Rangers Report. But with that being said, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.